caliber will probably be.
Why do I feel like Chewy?
600-700.
Why do I feel like we are missing the thing, which is you could have died. Like I'm not trying to be overly dramatic, but again, this is the Final Destination part of me. That thing coming through your windshield feels like it feels like the response across the board should be, holy bleep, I'm so glad nothing worse happened.
Yeah, but I look at it like the words of the great Kirk Cousins. If I die, I die.
Oh, I was going to say, you like that? You like that?
That's...
It wasn't Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
It was
See, I think I could have took it.
Rocky?
If that thing came through, and hit me in the head, I would have been concussed, but I think I would have been all right.
I don't think so.
I think the hit from John Lynch when I played against him in '96 would have been worse than the phone pole hitting me in the head.
Gabe, can we please inject some reason into this conversation?
Look, I wasn't there when he got hit by John Lynch. I wasn't there when he hit the telephone pole. Who am I to say that he's wrong in this situation? In fact,
I'll send you.
Chewy might be right.
I'll send you the video because for a while I was number 3 on top 10 hits in the NFL.
So Chewy's saying,
I'll send it to you.
If he could take a hit from John Lynch, he could take a hit from a telephone pole.
Yeah.
It's like if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. That's what I'm hearing this morning.
I think you're underestimating the impact factor. Like the telephone pole going through your skull.
I'll show you the video, and then you guys decide.
And then you make the decision.
Chewy's over there like Happy Gilmore taking the hockey pucks, right? Where he's taking the
364 more days to hockey season.
He's trying to take them off. And oh, that would hurt a little bit, but I'm okay. Like, this is Chewy now with telephone poles. I, for one, am very happy that you are okay. And obviously it was a scary experience, and I'm sorry that you had to go through with that yesterday. All right, now,
just remember, Chew, you can't play scared. You got to get behind the wheel.
Exactly,
you got to drive again today. You can't play scared.
Yeah.
Not in that truck.
Well, not in that truck. I'm sure they've got another vehicle that he could get behind the wheel of today.
We got Jason Wilde coming up this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Lots of stuff to talk about regarding the Green Bay Packers, including the fact that there were a lot of guys who did not play yesterday. How concerned should you be about those guys not playing this weekend against the Lions? We'll talk to Jason Wilde about that and more right after this.
Change the way you do business. Take more control with the payment process with Fifth Third Bank's Treasury Management Solutions. Their market expertise and managed services streamline the entire payment process and integrate with your existing systems, giving you more control than ever. With their suite of payment solutions, you will soon recognize new revenue sources that can save time, offset operating costs, and improve the bottom line. All customized for your business. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Still looking at a pretty good ride shaping up around the area, just a little bit tight eastbound 94 through the stadium interchange. We do still have that accident on 894 eastbound to southbound in the Mitchell interchange on to 94 there. It's off on the right shoulder though, so it's not too bad. It's just a little bit of a distraction. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, scattered morning showers becoming very windy. Afternoon falling temperatures, a high of 66. Tonight, calming wind, clearing skies, a low of 37 at the lake, 32 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
I had nightmares at my birth mom's house. It was really scary living there. There were always drugs in the house. The police came, and that's when I was placed into foster care.
Right now in the U.S., more than 100,000 children like Ariana are waiting for a family.
Once I was adopted, I definitely felt safe.
Help the Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption find permanent homes for children in foster care. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from ESPN Wisconsin's Kyle Bruston Nortman. I love this time of year. Playoff baseball, the start of hoop season, and of course, football. I'm all about watching the action on the gridiron with a carbless in my hand. Premium, ready-to-drink cocktails with no malt, no carbs, and no sugar. Vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, black raspberry, and lemon lime, and classic cocktail flavors like Paloma or Margarita. Find Carbless at your local grocer and enjoy game day. Carbless. Less is more.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Hi, it's John Reitz. Are you looking for a local bank that really understands you? At Great Midwest Bank, we know Wisconsin because we've been serving the state for nearly 90 years. Most of our coworkers have lived here their entire lives, with a vested interest in better serving your mortgage lending or checking and savings needs. Check out our new lineup of common sense, fee-friendly deposit products at greatmidwestbank.com. We're all the bank you'll ever need. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results Mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to Mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
They say seeing is believing, and when you see what's inside at American Place Casino, you better believe you're gonna love it. Because when it comes to amazing gaming, we're a real game changer. With the most exciting of table games like blackjack, craps, and roulette, the newest slots, a sportsbook, restaurants, bars, and more. So if you're ready for excitement, we'll see you soon. American Place Casino. Change the game.
Must be 21 years of age or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Days from the Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions at Lambeau Field. I think it is a big game, but we are concerned about some injuries that seem to have cropped up with this team. Obviously, we all saw Jordan Love get injured in the game this past weekend, couldn't finish the game, but it seems like he feels confident, good. He's leaning towards playing just based on some of the things we have heard him say. We're going to get Jason Wilde's take on that when he joins us here in just a moment or two. Gabe, what was your reaction when you saw Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, Rasheed Walker, Elton Jenkins, Josh Meyer, Jair Alexander, and Evan Williams all DMPs at practice yesterday?
Yeah, my butthole was puckering a little bit. Yeah, it wasn't great. Not great. Feeling terrible.
Let's see how Jason Wilde feels about it. Good morning, Jason.
Why?
Okay. Sorry,
just listed 3 of the 5 offensive linemen, the starting quarterback, the starting running back, who's been a huge part of if your offense wants to succeed, if your quarterback can't go.
Jair and
Evan Williams, who, they throw the ball pretty well, too. So to have 2 of your top 3 defensive backs out, not great. Not great, Bob.
Jason, how do you think fans should read that information that they got yesterday out of 1265?
Well, I don't think they're, as Gabe so eloquently put it, buttholes should be puckering.
It was poetry is what that was.
That was not the way I was expecting to start my morning, but hey,
Good morning, Jason.
Never know.
Well, and Chewy's the visualization guy. How do you think he feels?
I'll be honest. No, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. Never mind. So in the speaking of wordsmiths and lyricists, in the famous words of the iconic Taylor Swift, you need to calm down. All 3 of those linemen will play, I think.
Okay.
Josh Jacobs told us flat out he'll play.
All right.
Which a lot of times players say that, but in his case, I believe him. I think there's reason to be dubious about whether or not Evan Williams plays, because I just don't think the hamstring issue, especially when Matt LaFleur told us yesterday that he felt it in pregame in Jacksonville, decided to go anyway, and then had to leave the game. That is, to me anyway, a signal that you don't want to you want to rest it and then have the bye week and then not have something that's problematic become catastrophic. So I wouldn't plan on having him. Jair, I have no idea, because as our buddy Rob Domofsky reported, they didn't find any structural issues of any kind with his knee. But at the same time, hop, and out of bounds on the game-tying touchdown, not a great sign. So he was in the locker room yesterday. He did not speak with us, but I will. Chew, you okay over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
So we'll see. We'll see if he does anything today, but I find it unlikely, and obviously he has missed some high-profile games at times, but like last year when he was dealing with his back injury and I don't remember what his other issue was that he missed time other than the suspension, but he made sure that he was on the field for the one matchup with the Vikings. So I know it's not great to have 60% of your offensive line not practicing on a Wednesday, but I don't think any of those three are going to miss this game. So that should reassure you. The thing about that I'm curious about is Love, because I heard.
I was about to say, I noticed
Adam,
how you kind of ran through everybody else, yet the most important one you've kind of saved to the end here.
Well, and obviously Adam's the absolute best in the business, and I listened to the audio yesterday from him talking to you guys, and he made it very clear that he was guessing. I'll be honest, I wasn't surprised at all when Love didn't practice yesterday. Now, I'm not saying that's because I don't think he's going to play necessarily. I just and one of the questions I asked Love yesterday was, look, we know you're tough, we know you're dedicated to your team, we know all that now. But do you have it in you to say, no, I should not go? Because, there was, I think there was pressure on him from some precincts that he could have played even earlier from a knee injury that was supposed to be a 4 to 6 week injury, and he came back after missing only 2 games. So, and he insisted that if it's not the right decision to play, he's not going to play, and that there is a confidence in Malik that they can win. They certainly want their guy out there, but if not, they can win with him. So we will see what happens at the quarterback position, but if there's any butthole puckering, it should still be with the quarterback, because he's the most important piece that we're looking at here.
Feel free to take that, Jason, and use it the rest of the week on Wilde and Tausch.
Well, no, I'm thinking about using it in print, because I feel like that really has more of an impact.
But, Jason, soft tissue injuries are different than a knee injury.
No doubt.
There is a guideline for an MCL. With muscle pulls, they can't. It's not like they're going to go out and say, all right, you run a 40, I want it to be under 4.6, and then we'll know how. They can't ramp him up to 100% to see if it's fine until the game. So there is risk.
No doubt there is. Hey, bro, you're preaching to the choir here. I'm on your team. Like, yeah. I'm not playing him. I'm not.
Because, I agree. I'm with you.
Because the risk, and the same with Evan Williams that I just got done talking about, the risk is you take an injury that's not great, Bob, and you make it a hell of a lot worse. And I understand. Believe me, I understand. This is a big game. I don't. I heard. I watched on your Instagram, Jen and Gabe go back and forth. I want to make this very clear. I am not in any way saying that this game is not important or it doesn't matter. That is not what I'm saying at all. But I've been saying this since Jordan Love went out. Yeah, you would love to win this game. It's an important game. It's going to be part of the tiebreaker and everything else for winning the division, possibly getting the number 1 seed. All those things are true. But there's still 8 more games after this. Mm-hmm. And if you so desperately want to win this one, including a game against this same team, I understand it's on the road, but there's still a game against them, so you still have another shot at them to at least even up the series if you do lose at home. I don't want Jordan Love playing if I'm Matt LaFleur or if I'm anybody over in 1265. I don't want him playing and then this going from a strain to a Mark Tauscher tear it off the bone deal, and then he misses 4 more games. That's what I don't want. Mm-hmm. And I think that has to be the fear. And so, look, they're not going to put him out there if he can't protect himself. I get that, but this is not an injury where you can just wrap it up and then move around gingerly. Like, look at what happened on the play that finally put him over the precipice and knocked him out of the game, which, by the way, I confirmed with him. He was not told to go down short of the sideline. He was in such pain as he worked his way out of the game that he dropped to the ground 2 yards shy of actually getting to the sideline. I mean, they didn't need him to do that to get the clock stopped. Malik was already on the field. He was in that much pain. So, and I understand it's better now than it was on Sunday, but if it hurt that much, and you saw what happened, he got bumped at the end of the play, and he moved awkwardly within the pocket during the play. There was no catastrophic movement where his leg slipped like it did in Brazil or whatever. And so the fact that it was that much pain and it was that subtle of movements that put him over the top would tell me that this thing needs to be babied a little bit. And that means taking the bye week, taking this week, and taking a portion of the week leading into the Bears game to get it healed up.
So how is the coaching staff handling this, Jason? Because if they were to win with Malik, we're all in agreement the game plan would be radically different than the game plan with Jordan, right? That's the problem. It's not a problem, but that's the issue and the challenge that the coaching staff has to deal with when your backup has a radically different skill set than your starter.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I don't want to quibble with multiple words you've chosen today, and I certainly prefer radical over puckering buttholes. But I don't know if it's quite as radical as it was for those first 2 games. You're 100% right. It's vastly different. But I do think, LaFleur was saying yesterday that they kept most of the game plan up in the second half of what they had for Love when Malik took over. Now, obviously, he also admitted after the game that they were going through stuff on the sideline, figuring out, all right, which of these plays that we have up for today are you comfortable with since you ran exactly 0 of them in practice during the week. So I think it's helpful that he got all the reps yesterday. We'll see if he gets all or most of the reps today. But even if Love practices and we have to go through that stupid limited dance with the head coach again, even if Love practices, Malik Willis is going to get a meaningful number of first-team reps today. So if that's the case, you have the opportunity to rep the plays that play to his strengths. Because look, they cannot beat a team that has scored 172 points in the last 4 games by running the ball 50 times. These ain't the Indianapolis Colts coming in here. So you're right in that the game plan does have to be different. I think the mentality is let's get a game plan and let's rep a game plan that we would run with Malik. Let's have him run some of the plays that obviously Love would, and then let's rely on all the bank reps we have with this offense, with this quarterback, that if he's somehow able to go on Sunday, we've got enough in the bank that we know we can run this stuff.
Jason Wilde hanging out with Jen, Gabe, and Chewy this morning. The other news out of yesterday was that Edgerrin Cooper was named Defensive Player of the Week, which is exciting. Obviously, we would like to have more players who are winning midweek awards and midseason awards and whatnot because it means they are trending in the right direction. And the note was that he was the first rookie Packer to win Defensive Player of the Week since Clay Matthews did it. Is he going to be the difference maker that this defense has been looking for?
He could be. Look, the guy's a ridiculous athlete. He's got fantastic speed. The play that he makes on Christian Kirk to break up that pass was a thing of beauty. I mean, the space that he closed after getting beat off the line of scrimmage. And, I mean, unfortunately for Christian Kirk, he then lands on him and breaks his collarbone. But, you know, what's amazing about what he did is that the Packers ran 57 defensive snaps in that game, and he only played 38 of them. And he still won Defensive Player of the Week. You know, he had a third down stop, he had the sack fumble, and then he had that pass breakup. So he's doing it without playing full time, and that's because he's a rookie who still screws up. By his own admission, we talked to him yesterday. Like, he still makes mistakes. He lines up in the wrong spot. We talked about this back at the start of the year. The one touchdown that Saquon Barkley had in the opener was, and you could see guys yelling at Edgerrin Cooper, is because Cooper lined up in the wrong spot, and off Saquon went. And then the coaches had to take him out, and then they put him back in. But, you know, I asked LaFleur about this early in the week. Like, they did this with the offense too, that you take these young guys and you know they're going to screw up, and it's probably going to cost you. Maybe it doesn't cost you a game, but it certainly costs you a big play or something. They make mistakes, but they come out on the other side and they're more ready to play, and it's worth going through the growing pains. That's how they view Cooper. So they're not playing him full time, but they're playing him enough so he's having the impact he is, and they're able to mitigate the number of snaps that he's screwing up on. And to his credit, he's screwing up on fewer and fewer as the season goes on.
Well, and for Packer fans who were sort of accustomed to the linebacker position just being an afterthought in the defense, it's a nice change of pace for sure. Chew, do you know what Edgerrin Cooper's nickname was as a kid? You love nicknames.
Coop.
You know, that one makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep, that would. But it was Flash. Flash was his nickname because he was so fast. Jason, we appreciate you hanging out with us this morning. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you again soon. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, my nickname was never Flash, let's be honest. All right, guys, take care. Be good.
He's Jason Wilde. You can hear him on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every morning right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're making plans to propose that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center, the only place to go for that ring. Chewy and I have been telling you about the Jewelry Center for years, but they're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. And that's because the team that they have assembled, whether you're going to Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington, is always going to be able to point you in the right direction. They helped me, and they can help you. Maybe you have some idea, you've gone online, shoptjc.com, you've taken a look at some of the inventory, but maybe you don't really have an idea. Well, go to her Pinterest page, see if she's got anything posted there, and the team at the Jewelry Center are going to be able to point you in the right direction, whether you're looking for a lab-grown diamond, a naturally mined diamond, whatever you're in the market for when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Make sure you check out their inventory at any one of their 3 locations, Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington, or online, shoptjc.com. When you go to the Jewelry Center, make sure you tell them Gabe and Chew sent you.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94 starting to slow down a little bit from 76th Street through the Stadium interchange. Westbound's looking pretty good right now, relatively quiet. Looks like they cleared up an accident right in the Mitchell interchange on the ramp from 894 eastbound to southbound 94. So far, so good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered morning showers, then becoming very windy. Afternoon falling temperatures with a high of 66. Tonight, calming wind, clearing skies, a low of 37 at the lake, 32 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Anyway, let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods. Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected varieties Stone Ridge ice cream, 2 for $7. 14.1 to 33.5-ounce selected varieties Culinary Circle pizza, $4.99. Gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white or chocolate milk, $3.99. 8 to 16.5-ounce selected varieties Hostess multi-packs, $2.99.
And now time for the big reveal: free groceries.
That's too over the top. Try this. Win free groceries from Century Foods.
Win free groceries from Century Foods.
Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by January 8th.
Hey, Milwaukee sports fans. It's Brad Nortman from Kyle Brust and Nortman. You've invested too much into that nice ride, so don't settle for a gas station car wash. Treat it to a Tsunami Express car wash. State-of-the-art wash technology, powerful free vacuums, and unlimited wash memberships. Now with 5 locations across Greater Milwaukee, Tsunami Express is your go-to spot for a flawless finish and a first-class car wash every time. Trust me, your car will thank you. Sign up for a membership online at TsunamiExpress.com and get your first wash free. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat. Hey ESPN Wisconsin fans, Brad Nortman here. Whether you're an athlete like me or just want to feel your best, Quintessa's new wellness center in Brookfield is your go-to for peak performance. With services like hormone therapy, IV drip therapy, medical weight loss, and anti-aging, Quintessa has everything to keep your body running at its best. It's not just about game day, it's about every day. Check out myquintessa.com/wellness and see how Quintessa can help you stay at the top of your game. Your body deserves it.
So the body knows that it needs to heal itself, but it doesn't know how to concentrate it and target it into just one area. So that's where we come in.
By we, Dr. Ashley Caravelli means the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, QC Kinetics.
We put in those treatments, then it sends out like little signalers to your body. We're able to make the body focus on the areas that need the most healing.
QC Kinetics has gathered brilliant medical minds like Dr. Caravelli and Dr. Mitchell Shinecup, a pioneer in the field of regenerative medicine, to lead the way in these innovative pain treatments.
So at QC Kinetics, we have a whole team working nationwide with cutting-edge research to reach our patients and treat them and know that surgery is no longer their only option.
The consultation is free. Find out if you're a candidate. Call QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
And guess who didn't hit the hole? Zeke Elliott.
Ashton.
Well, I mean, yes. You all right back there?
That's so true.
It was a direct shot. She took out the sniper rifle and just...
She got right up to me, took out a Glock, and just shot.
Yeah, right in the balls.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Upping its game in a major move for all sports bettors out there. You can now use your Potawatomi rewards card at most self-service kiosks and at the betting counter. Bet on your favorite sports and earn reward points along the way. Now that is a winning play. Bet above the rest. Learn more at paysbig.com/sportsbook. We did the show Weekly Wager out there last night, guys, and my best bet for this week is Commanders over Giants -3.5.
Okay.
Right? Like, doesn't that seem
at
like
New York?
That's a good point. I don't know where it is. I should know that off the top of my head, but I just don't.
If
I think it's at New York.
It has to be. If it's, there's no way that line makes sense if it's in Washington.
Also, aren't the Jets favored against the Texans?
Yes. Yes, the Jets are favored against the Texans because the Texans are without Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs.
Sure. Yeah. But guess what?
The Jets are bad.
The Jets have Aaron Rodgers.
Is that a good thing or a
It's a
bad
bad thing.
Okay. It's weird how we've gotten there. It's very weird. It's just a weird, bizarro world that we are living in right now. So anyway, if you are interested in listening to the Weekly Wager Show, it is every Wednesday from 6 to 7 right here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. We just had Jason Wilde on, and he basically told Gabe, cool your jets. Calm down. RELAX,
Kind
if you
of, but
will.
not really.
Really? You didn't walk away from that feeling like, all of these guys who didn't play yesterday are going to play, but Jordan Love we're not sure about.
Yeah, that's the most important one is the one he kind of saved for the end and is like, well, I don't know if Jordan's going to play, and gave us a long litany of reasons as to why Jordan Love may not play in this game against Detroit.
Well,
and let's be honest. I mean, how many of these guys would you trade off? Let's say everybody else is available to play that didn't practice yesterday. Jacobs, Walker, Jenkins, Myers, Alexander, Williams. How many of those would you say, hey, I'd rather have them be inactive so Jordan can be
So we're doing like a tradesies thing here. Okay, so I will trade you my Elton Jenkins rookie card and my Jair Alexander rookie card for your Jordan Love rookie card.
Because honestly, I feel like if the rest of them, I mean, well, if 3/5 of your offensive line is out, that's bad.
Right.
But if one of those offensive linemen and Jordan Love can play, I feel better about them being able to win.
Okay, which is interesting because of the three that are on this list, Rasheed Walker, Elton Jenkins, and Josh Myers, if you could take one of them and say, I will sacrifice one offensive lineman, who would it be?
Myers.
Really?
He's the worst one of the list.
Well, yeah, but he's the center.
Yeah, but you can figure that out.
The trade-off. Hold on, Jen. The trade-off Jair for Love isn't a very big gap. This offense puts up points. So if Jair's not playing, who starts at corner? Stokes and
Nixon.
Who?
I mean, it might not even be Stokes. It could be Valentine.
I'm just saying who I'd be willing to trade for a healthy Jordan Love. I feel like the price is going to be pretty steep. I don't think I could throw him a bag of nickels, to get a healthy Jordan Love out there.
Jair and a little bit more.
Well, that's what I said. I said Elton Jenkins and Jair.
Yeah, I just think that
Elton Jenkins is a bit.
To your point, Chewy, they're going to have to score points, and even though yes, last week I guess they ran some of the same stuff. I mean, Malik Willis only threw the ball 5 times. No matter how good we feel about Malik and what he has done has been tremendous, they still protect him. And I don't know how many top teams you can beat. You can beat Jacksonville, you can beat Indy, you can beat Tennessee by throwing the ball 10 times. I don't think you can beat Detroit playing that way.
I don't know because they haven't cut him loose. Now it's time to cut him loose because no one's going to expect you to win. Run the same offense with Malik that you're going to run with Jordan. Stop being so cautious, all right? No, like I said, no one expects you to win. Let the guy go see what he can do. Go. Call the same plays. See what happens.
Don't you think they already know what he can do, and that's why they've had the game plans that they've had?
I don't think they do.
Run heavy.
Practice is different than a game.
Limit his, he's not going to get to his fourth progression, kind of the 1-2. And that happened last week at the 20-yard run where he rolled out, okay, got first read's not open, I'm just going to take off and make something happen with my legs. That's how you win with Malik.
Yeah. So do it.
Okay, so hold on. We got a lot of sound here I want to get to. And since you guys are talking about Malik, let's talk about Malik first. Matt LaFleur was talking about the trust he has in Malik Willis now compared to when he first had him out on the field.
A lot more. I mean, he's got a good understanding of what we're trying to get accomplished, of the techniques and fundamentals. So I would say much more confident. And I think that kind of showed in the game, too. It's not like in the game we weren't going to run anything everything was live that we had installed. So he's done a really nice job.
Gabe, but we saw plays in
yes
22, Chewy in 22, Chewy in 22
all
on
22.
On how bad
YouTube
Jacksonville's on how bad Jacksonville's defense is. Not only are they bad players, they're lazy. They're going up against Detroit, who I think you said is the 7th ranked defense against the run.
They're pretty good against the run, yes. They're very good.
They're pretty good against the run, and Detroit's a pretty smart coaching staff. I don't think Josh Jacobs is running wild.
Exactly.
So you have to, in order to win this game, you kind of have to cut Malik Willis loose. I almost got hit by a telephone pole yesterday.
Yes, absolutely.
Can you cut me some slack?
100%.
And by the way,
thank you.
Did you see the highlight that he sent us?
I haven't watched it yet.
Of John Lynch hitting him?
Looks like a telephone pole to the chest.
Oh, my God. I mean, I think Lynch would be ejected. I think Lynch,
he'd be gone.
He leads with the crown of the helmet. Chewy, by the way, holds on to the football. So, it's a big hit by Lynch, but it's an even bigger gain for our guy in the Green Bay Packers.
If you missed the first segment of our show, Chewy revealed to us that yesterday while driving in his truck, a telephone pole went through the windshield in an incident with an old lady who cut him off. Anyway, you'll have to check it out on Wisconsin On Demand. But we did put the picture up on the YouTube stream if you want to see where the telephone pole made contact with Chewy's windshield yesterday. And I said Final Destination. Final Destination. That is the only thing I could think of. I'm glad that you were okay. But hashtag Final Destination.
Josh, is there any way to put that video up too and say, I think I would rather get hit by the telephone pole?
That's above my pay grade.
Okay, I was just wondering.
No, but
you're good.
Maddie's very talented, and I bet there will be some version of it showing up on social media by the end of the day.
So back to Malik. In order to win this game, you got to cut him loose. You can't be like, all right, let's run the ball first, second down, try it on third down. What the hell? No one's going to expect them to win anyways. Cut the guy loose. No?
I mean, I just don't know if, again, I'm not trying to take away anything Malik has done, but I think there's a reason why his pass attempts have been down. Yes, it's great that things were live, right? They threw the ball 20 times in the first half. 20 times in the first half. And then they threw it 5 with Malik. Like, that's, and it's great that Matt LaFleur's saying, hey, I've got all the confidence in the world in him, and he's a really good backup player. He's not Jordan Love. I just if he has to throw the ball 30 to 35 times, Chew, I don't think you can win that way with Malik.
Yeah, so Gabe, hold on for 1 second, Chew. If you are game planning this week and you are Matt LaFleur, how are you catering your offense? Are you catering to Malik Willis, thinking that he needs more reps in practice to kind of get comfortable going out there against a formidable foe like the Lions? Or are you saying we're expecting Jordan to start, we're going to run the offense as though Jordan is starting, and if we need Malik Willis, then he will be a spot starter on Sunday?
Yeah, throw a couple of wrinkles in. I mean, you run enough boots as is. You want to be able to be under. And that's the other thing. If Jordan can't run the offense the way you want him to run it, being under center, mobile, being able to get out there and run the boots and the wide runs that, you have to get out from under center in order to run. Yeah, I mean, I'm throw a couple of read option plays in there for Malik in case, but I think you have to Chewy's point, I think you have to run the offense as is. But do you agree with Jason from the standpoint that if this game is in the 30s, you're not going to do it running the ball? Correct.
You're not.
Correct.
Josh Jacobs would have to run for 280 yards in order for them to score 30 points.
Be pretty sick if he did. But no, that is not happening.
It's just not going to happen. And then let me ask you this question, both you guys. Malik Willis should play if Jordan Love is X%.
You tell me. You're the doctor. You're the one who's tried to play through like these soft tissue injuries. Is 85% good enough for Jordan? Is it higher than that?
I don't know.
Like, what did you try to play through? Because you said you played through a groin injury. What % were you when you tried to play through it?
Yeah,
and then it didn't work out for you.
I played at 85%, which I shouldn't have, which was stupid. That was probably more ego than anything because Jeff Thomason was a viable backup. And they kind of leave it up to the player. But I shouldn't have played. I should have just said, Jeff, you take it and go with it. But with Malik, I don't know, Jordan 85, 90%?
I guess I was sitting at 75. That's where my gut jumped to immediately. Let's put that on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. Malik Willis should start for the Packers this weekend against the Lions if Jordan Love is blank percentage. 50, 75,
I'm
85?
at
90. Yeah.
I'm at 90. Because if Chewy was at 85 and he tried to play through it and he made it worse and then he had to miss 4 weeks, that's the worst case scenario. That is the worst case scenario, is Jordan tries to play through it and then has to miss 4 weeks.
Go ahead and weigh in on that as we get that up on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. We will roll on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy right after this. But first, Robert in the 262 says, man, you really have to slow down and enunciate when you say butthole pucker. It's an FCC violation just waiting to happen, and you know the FCC tends to be quite particular about such things. Robert didn't say particular, but I am avoiding an FCC violation. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on right after this.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel. I've spent a while telling you about Mentality because it works. Not just for me, though. Take it from fellow Mentality user Jason. He's got a new lease on life thanks to Mentality.
Process was easy. It really, truly was. And the individuals that work at Mentality, very helpful, very respectful. It was an easy out. You go in a week after, they give you the results right away. And once you find that you're able to do it, just that thought, the energy already picked up a little bit. Most of it could have been mentally wise, but knowing that, hey, I get to start this, it was incredible.
Learn more today at MoTUSA.com.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
The best mornings
in the morning light
start with Wrangler.
Pull on my jeans and I feel alright.
Jeans, jackets, and shirts that get your day started on the right foot.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Good mornings make for better days.
I pull my blue jeans on. I pull my old blue jeans on.
Wrangler, for the ride of life.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's on to level 2 for Catholic Memorial. The top-seeded Crusaders take on 4-seed Reedsburg.
Oh, my goodness.
Intercepted again to the 20, the 10. Dustin Roach into the end zone for the third time tonight.
Crusaders football is presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, R&R Insurance, Home Sealed Exteriors, and DM Accounting and Consulting Service. Tune into the action Friday night starting at 6:30 on 94.5 ESPN, the Wisconsin On Demand app, or at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I have told you how many times. Do not mess with electricity, Chew.
And I don't. I did. I did. But I don't.
Incident?
There was one.
Plumbing, you're going to get wet. Electricity, you're going to die.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I fell for the devil's daughter. I jumped in, yeah, I drank the water.
Accutrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. When I am traveling for college football season, guys, Accutrans is my go-to company to get me to and from the airport with ease. Why? Because booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Go to their website, accutransgroup.com. There you can get a quote, or you can go ahead and book your reservation today. That's accutransgroup.com for reliable and safe transportation anywhere. So I was just thinking, guys, I know I mentioned this before. I pulled my groin last year. I was on crutches for a little while. And I remember I had gone out for a run and I just stepped awkwardly. You know, like the ground isn't always level, and it kind of went down into the ditch, and I kind of just stepped awkwardly, and it was enough to pull the groin. And I was out for a run, and I remember dropping down to the ground and being like, whoa, okay, just give it a minute, let it relax, stand back up. Took a step. Nope, couldn't go. Had to have my husband come and pick me up. Couldn't even walk the rest of the way home. And that reminded me of what Jordan Love did, where he was like, oh, no. Like when he struggled, as Jason was talking to us about, to get out of bounds and had to kind of drop down right there. It was one of those like, I can't do anything right now. Now it subsided. A few days later, I was able to walk a little bit better after I had been on crutches for a few days. But it still took a while for that injury to heal, and I wasn't being asked to do the demanding things that Jordan Love is being asked to do, which brings us to our Twitter poll that Chewy suggested this morning. What percentage should Jordan Love, or would Jordan Love have to be at for Malik Willis to play? So we've got Malik Willis should play if Jordan Love is blank percent, and what did we throw out there, Joshy? 50, 75?
I started at 75 because I think below 75 you're kind of just like, what are you even doing out there then?
So what do you got?
Right now, 75% is leading. So it seems like early on, people are saying if he can play at all, he can be out there, put him out there. Basically, I would bet it would go lower if I'd put it on.
75, 80, 85, 90 or more are the options that Joshy is giving you this morning. Malik Willis should start this Sunday if Jordan Love is blank %. We are getting reaction rolling in on the ESPN Milwaukee talk and text line. Mark in Watertown says if Love isn't over 90, he shouldn't play. Look at how much he didn't put weight on his knee when he went through against the Vikings. If you think play Love at 80% at the least percentage, that's what Dave and Aaron is saying. But game plan for Willis at the same time, you shouldn't make an official decision until an hour before game time. That way you keep Detroit on their toes. Chewy, you buy that Detroit is going to be surprised by whoever is out there under center?
I think the fact that, because we all thought that the sideline told him to go down. Mm-hmm. The fact that he went down on his own means it's pretty bad. My guess is they're prepping for Malik. That would be my guess. So if they're prepping for Malik, that means, Malik, you're going to beat us, not Josh Jacobs. So there's going to be people in the box. You're going to be switching it up. It just, yeah. If they're saying, all right, if Packers win, it's going to be because of Malik, and it's not going to be because of Josh Jacobs.
More reaction coming in, guys. John in the 414 says the Packers should take the opportunity to rest Love for the 21 days to get his groin and his knee back to 100% so they can finish the season as opposed to putting him in and having it get worse. That seems to be a general sentiment, that being out there in any capacity after what we saw last Sunday would, there's a high chance, there's a high probability, Gabe, that it gets worse.
This is for the division in early November. And it'd be nice to have the division lead in early November be in that driver's seat. But if you lose this game, it's not the end of the world. It's not. I mean, you have 8 games to recover. You've got another game against Detroit. Yes, it would not be great to start 0-2 in the division. But having Jordan Love healthy is the most important thing. I mean, how many times have we talked about this regardless of sport? Like late in the season, you want your guys healthy, and making sure Jordan Love healthy is, at this point, still, to me, a top priority, even though this is a pretty big game.
Wouldn't it make a ton of sense for the Packers just to basically rule him out internally as early as possible? Because the game plan between Malik Willis and Jordan Love is very, very different. Mm-hmm. And you're going to want to have it nailed down if you end up in a situation where Malik Willis has to play. Like, doing the is he or isn't he thing throughout the week, I feel like would be a detriment, because you're not going to be able to install the full game plan that you really want.
Well, and Chewy, I guess you didn't really have experience with this because Brett literally started every game. It's not like Doug was such a tremendous athlete. You had a different game plan for Doug Peterson if Brett wasn't able to go. But I got to imagine that internally they'd probably like to make a decision by today, right?
Yeah. I mean, we all remember the Brett game where, he was still in a boot on Friday when we played against the Bears, and we didn't think he was going to play. I mean, he didn't practice at all. We didn't realize he was playing until game day. But, he was established as a starter it was the Bears. And you really don't change a lot. You just go out there and say, hey, let's just run our best stuff. Mm-hmm. And if we do, we're going to beat them anyway, so it's a little different. But no, I would keep it covert. I would keep them guessing. But even though I don't think Detroit's buying it.
But I'm saying internally, too. Externally do whatever you want to do. But I'm guessing Matt LaFleur wants to have some sort of clarity in his own mind sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
right?
I agree. I think that I think they already know. Just because it's a soft tissue thing.
Keep your reaction coming in, 800-990-3776. Lots of comments to get to as the show rolls on.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Delays along westbound 94 from 16th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. The eastbound side's going to be a bit backed up from 84th Street through the stadium to about 35th. We do have a crash on northbound 4394 right about at Howard Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. Folks are slowing down all the way back into the Mitchell interchange. And the northbound on the bypass, backing up out of the Hale all the way up to National Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, scattered morning showers, becoming very windy. Afternoon, falling temperatures, a high of 66. Tonight, calming wind, clearing skies, a low of 37 at the lake, 32 inland. Weather's brought to you by the Corners of Brookfield. Head to the Corners for all of your gifting needs and find something for everyone at any of their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. thecornersofbrookfield.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for a reliable ride? I've got you covered. It's ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta. I use AccuTrans Group for my private transportation needs during the college football season. AccuTrans is a veteran-owned business dedicated to providing unmatched corporate, personal, and event-related transportation that you will use again and again. From corporate travel and weddings to group events, AccuTrans Group caters to every occasion. Booking is easy, safe, and dependable. Visit AccuTransGroup.com to get a quote or to book a reservation today for reliable and safe transportation.
With a local Milwaukee team, Fifth Third Bank knows what success looks like. They've been serving businesses and individuals in the area for nearly 15 years, including a long-standing commitment to the healthcare industry. From expansion to treasury management, Fifth Third offers a full suite of financial services and solutions across the healthcare spectrum to meet the complex moments you're navigating. Fifth Third Bank, National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Of course, he's a Yankee fan with that hat cocked to the side.
All right.
Have we noticed in the still image, there's a guy on the left wearing a sliding glove?
Yes.
An Evo Shield sliding glove.
So what do you think?
What is that?
I painted my face.
You painted your face?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, you know, support the team.
Like that's the same thing as like wearing receiver gloves to an NFL game, right?
It's worse,
Worse, way worse. Receiver gloves, you might get to play catch with J.J. Watt. Like you might.
Well, you can't walk around like that.
Well, why not?
Because it's insane.
Oh, hey, you gotta let them know you're out there. This is the playoffs.
He's wearing a sliding glove?
Yeah, the sliding mitt.
Yeah,
like
no,
to
I know.
protect- yeah.
It's
And
just
I believe it's like turquoise.
That guy who's wearing that is also wearing sunglasses to a night game.
Dave's painted his face.
Oh,
Yeah, that's cool. Well, you got to support your team, huh?
okay, ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's get it on!
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamorro. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride and she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight. He ain't doing nothing but running his
Just trying to figure out what the smart thing to do at the quarterback position is for this weekend against the Lions. Lots of reaction rolling in. Craig in the 443 says, the thought of tearing the groin off the bone just sounds bad. Let him sit. Let Malik go. Yeah, I agree with that. Ding that guy.
It just sounds bad.
Chef Ed saying, good things come to those who wait. Get him 100% healthy, meaning Jordan Love, of course. Doesn't this season show how important it is to have a good backup quarterback? Without having a valuable backup like Willis, we could possibly have 3 more losses and miss the playoffs. That from Charles in the 262. Keep getting us your reaction all morning long to whether or not you think Jordan Love should be out there as he continues to recover from that groin injury he suffered this past weekend in the game that made him leave the game, and then we saw Malik Willis. Hey, let's hear from Jordan Love, who spoke yesterday and was asked about how he's feeling and if he thinks he could play this weekend.
How realistic is it that you can be out there Sunday?
I think it's realistic.
How comfortable would you be playing on no practice if that's the route you guys go?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, not practicing during the week is not the ideal format for trying to play a game. But like I said, things happen. So if that's a scenario, I know I'll be fine. But definitely, it's not the ideal scenario for going into a big week.
Chewy, are you worried that his mobility, that Love's mobility is going to be compromised. And for that reason, maybe alone, he should sit out the game and they should go to Malik Willis.
Well, he's certainly going to be a little gun-shy about moving around, I would think. That's the toughest thing about pulls is you just don't know. You know, like an MCL, you're like, all right, I know it hurts. But there's things you can do. You can put a brace on it to protect it so it doesn't go a certain way. I mean, that hampers your mobility, but at least in your mind, you're like, all right, I have some kind of protection there if things do go awry. With soft muscle injuries, it's just, you don't know. It's like, is this a dud or is it going to explode? And that actually takes some time mentally to get over that.
Well, because
I don't think they're going to be able to test him the way they want to test him to get ready for a game without running the risk of pulling it in practice or pulling it, on the sideline working with the training staff. It's the unknown in the back of your head that scares you, and it kind of prohibits you from doing what you want to do.
And I know Jason mentioned this when he joined us earlier, but obviously I think there are some movements where he's fine, and then it's just sometimes the little subtle movements are the ones that set it off. Like he seemed like he was doing okay, and then he gets bumped kind of awkwardly, and that's what puts him in so much pain he can't even make it to the sideline. So that's the tough part to me with the groin is, like, he could be walking around the facility not really feeling anything right now, but then if he has to, kind of get a little bit of torque with his lower half as he's trying to uncork a ball 20 yards down the field, that's what could set it off.
Well, and I think that's what our teammate TC is saying on the talk and text line. I think the real question with Love isn't his percentage. It's whether or not when he plants on that bad groin, if he's going to lose miles per hour off his fastball. The way he throws through small windows, anything slower than what he does will up his picks from 2 to 4 easy. So you have to guard against it potentially affecting his accuracy and then putting the ball in the opponent's hands, giving them opportunities. And the Lions don't need any help there, as we have seen in recent performances by them. I guess I'm sitting here, and I think I told you guys this yesterday, or maybe it was when we were on Weekly Wager last night. For some reason, I have this gut feeling he's not going to play.
Yeah, I don't think
I can't place it. I don't know exactly why. All signs are pointing to Adam Schefter, Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love. All signs are pointing to him being the guy out there. He said it's realistic. I don't know. There's something in my gut that's just like, maybe it's because of the way it was handled with the knee injury earlier this year, Gabe, and it was all of that song and dance and smoke and mirrors. But for some reason, I've got a feeling that they are, Black Eyed Peas, prepping with Malik Willis because they know Jordan's not going to go.
Chewy, today's the most important day of practice, right? Thursday?
Yeah. But it's different for your A players, though. They'll give them till Friday.
Okay.
For the most. And then if you're super special Hall of Fame player, like Brett or Aaron, they'll give you up until game time.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just feel if he doesn't practice today, and I know the last time we went around with the knee injury when he was going to potentially come back after, right after it happened, Matt LaFleur said, well, we'd be okay with him not practicing. Now, if he misses a game, then we want him to practice. I still feel that they want him to practice no matter what. They want to have some sort of test going forward. If he doesn't practice today, I really don't feel like he's going to go.
It sounds like the fans are kind of leaning towards he's not playing either. I mean, with the text you're reading or whatever they are, the social media fever.
These are just voices in my head.
Social media fever?
I got all these voices swirling around in my head.
So we got Instagram, we got the anagram, we got X, we got Z, we got Y. Pentagram, yes. We got all these things. So I guess it falls under
we got Tiger.
Social media. Well, let me ask you this. Let's just say, because I don't think he's playing, I'm going to predict him to lose 35-17. What's our feeling on Monday?
If Jordan doesn't play and they lose to the Lions, meh.
Yes.
It's okay.
Jordan and Jair don't play.
Yeah.
They lose 35-17. What's Monday?
Monday's like, man, that stinks. And it sucks to be 2 games now behind the Lions in the standings. But there's a bye. Getting healthy. There's a tough part of the schedule coming up. And, oh, by the way, that game on Thursday in early December is just going to be that much more important.
Reaction rolling in, guys. Ryan from Milwaukee says, if he's healthy enough, he's playing. I think 80% is totally fair, and I'm sure he will want to play. Brent announcing and reminding us, actually, that it is supposed to rain all day Sunday. Don't feel good with him playing if field conditions are sloppy. That from Brent in the 262. And Dan in Salem says if he's cleared, he should play, especially with the bye coming up. I think everyone is downplaying the importance of this game. Am I the only one that gets tired of sitting on pins and needles at the end of the year? I assume waiting to see if his team is in the postseason as opposed to that top spot in the division and the bye.
It just doesn't. It's rare that it happens that you're not going to be on pin. There's only 17 games. There's not a lot of time to necessarily give yourself a ton of separation. Yeah, this is a big game. It'd be nice again to be at the top. But you know what would be terrible? If Jordan Love missed the next 4 games because he went out there and pushed it too much. Like that to me is the part that's tough. Is if he were to re-aggravate it and we see him go down. Like, as much as you're on pins and needles at the end of the season, imagine how much your stomach would sink if Jordan can't finish the game on Sunday.
It's just sports. How many teams just cruise to the playoffs and are like, yep, we're good, we're going? Feels like maybe 1 or 2 a year.
Yeah.
Like right now, there's a handful of teams you could even consider that. That's why we do this. This is the whole entertainment of it. If Jordan Love can't go, do you think about maybe resting some of those other guys and just kind of treating that as like a load management? Like, well, this guy's got...
Have the NBA come after the Packers for load management?
This guy's a little nicked up. He could get fully healthy if he just didn't play. Our chances are lower than this. Maybe just sit out Evan Williams-Jair.
I can't imagine that would go over well in the locker room.
Does that happen? I mean, we just had the conversation about the Dodgers and the Yankees, and the Dodgers essentially doing a bullpen day, right, to kind of get their rotation back in order. And everybody's like, oh, I don't know, are you tempting the baseball gods by doing something like that? Would you be tempting the football gods, just punting, which is the term that they use to describe what the Dodgers did in Game 4? Would you be tempting the football gods by doing that, Joshy?
I mean, I don't know. It seems like something that hasn't come to football, despite every other league going to a process like that.
Not this point. Not at this point in the year. I mean, there's discussion of like, and I go back to the Colts. I think it was where they had already wrapped up the bye and that, and then you sit the guys that are banged up, including your quarterback, and then your quarterback doesn't play the last game of the year, has a bye, and then you have that playoff game. Well, that, it's a lot like baseball. It's like, do you really want your quarterback sitting out for 2 games at the end of the season? Because typically it's bad enough when you get that bye, and it happened to us in our day when we get the bye and then come out after that with the first playoff game we'd play. You're rusty offensively. You're rusty. You don't come out crisp, and then you can play a quarter, and then you're like, good. But at this point in the season, if they rest everyone, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. I don't think they'll do it, but it doesn't matter.
Gabe, do you remember the year where the Packers had the 1 seed locked up, and they went out and played Aaron Rodgers and Devontae, and they were just like trying to get a record of sorts?
Yeah, they played in the first half against Detroit.
It was a very awkward thing, and like
they kept forcing it.
Yeah, and they were just forcing the ball, and that one felt like tempting the gods because it's like you're just out here trying to collect a record.
Yeah, but at the same time, like they had, they were trying to, split the hair of, well, we don't want our guys, we don't want to rest our guys, but we want to play him a little bit. And then Aaron and Devontae are like, well, if we're out there, might as well try to get the record. It was really weird altogether because that was one of the few times they actually had everything wrapped up in the final week of the regular season.
Gabe, question for you because you're our stats guy.
Yeah.
What's Malik's contract? Does he just have this 1 year and then he's a free agent?
No, he is. He's got a under contract next year as well.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, I'm like, if he is a free agent next year and he wins this game, is there all of a sudden a market for Malik Willis?
If he wins this game, there could be potential. It all depend, Chew, on how they win it. Like if he goes out there and they win it because Josh Jacobs has a huge game and he throws the ball 15 times, no. But if he goes out there and shows that he can run the Matt LaFleur offense and throw it 30 times, absolutely there would become a market for it.
Yeah.
Guy from Staten Island weighing in, T's and P's about the Yankees guy. They should rest Jordan Love. I have a feeling he'll be running for his life.
T's and P's.
What's T's and P's?
Thoughts and prayers. No, we're not. We're not feeling sorry for any Yankee fans.
No, I mean, it could have been sarcastic. We could have just let it go.
I don't even want him to even think about.
Suck it, Yankees.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
He's got a feeling. Black Eyed Peas.
I don't like T's and P's. I don't like that at all. It doesn't gel. It doesn't. It's not flowy.
You're so old.
It's just not flowy. T's and P's.
It
I was
couldn't
expecting
be more flowy.
No.
Rhymes. It's quick. It's short syllables.
I was expecting more out of a varsity letterman. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. He thinks that Jordan will be running for his life this weekend. He put me on varsity, so that's something. Malik is more mobile, and he gives them a chance. That's an interesting space that we are existing in, guys, where it's Malik gives them, I don't want to say more of a chance, but a healthy Malik gives them more of a chance than a compromised Jordan.
The one thing, I mean, with the field conditions potentially being what they are and making everything a little bit more sloppy, that I think plays into the Packers' hands. Because whenever, and Chewy, correct me if I'm wrong, but the more sloppy conditions are, the less ideal the conditions are, that helps the team, the underdog, try to, kind of catch up a little bit to the team that's favored.
Yeah, but who has a better running game? Now, Detroit has 2 horses and Green Bay has 1.
The one thing I know for sure when you're talking about running games, I know who's worse at defending the run.
It's like very.
I think
you
the
didn't
Packers,
have to say that.
I think the Packers' running game is very comparable to the Lions' running game offensively. The Packers are much worse at stopping the run than the Detroit
But
Lions.
just so you know, the Lions are very good at it. Yes, yeah. I was going in my head. I was seeing the chart, and then I was like, the Lions, they're like 5th in the league against the run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll take a break here on
Packers
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We have got to get to top 8 at 8. Very much looking forward to the list that Gabe has put together for us today. But first, for your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate, the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. It is nestled on the 2nd floor of St. Kate. It's an artful dining experience that captivates with culinary creativity. Every bite, guys, is playful and inventive and a work of art. Learn more and make reservations at Aria at stkate.com. That's Aria at stkate.com.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have backups right now, a couple of accidents to deal with. First of all, on the Mitchell Boulevard on-ramp to westbound 94, we do have a crash there. That is closed, that on-ramp, so just be careful with that. We've also got an accident northbound 4394, just north of Howard Avenue on the left shoulder. And one more on northbound 894, just north of the Hale. Left lane's blocked with that, and that's backing things up in through the Hale interchange in all directions. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, scattered morning showers becoming very windy, afternoon falling temperatures, a high of 66. Tonight, calming wind, clearing skies, a low of 37 at the lake, 32 inland. Weather's brought to you by the Corners of Brookfield. Head to the Corners for all your gifting needs and find something for everyone at any of their 30-plus restaurants and retailers. thecornersofbrookfield.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Have you been patiently waiting and waiting some more for the right time to buy your first home? Hi, it's John Reeves from Great Midwest Bank, here to remind you that our experienced loan officers can answer questions and provide insight every step of the way. And we're happy to make purchasing a home a little easier by offering a closing cost credit for qualified first-time buyers. Be sure to ask about down payment assistance, too. Find a loan officer near you at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
This is Jeff Johnson.
And I'm Jason Johnson.
And together, we're part of Johnson & Sons Paving.
Get your parking lot ready now for spring and avoid paying for extra repairs later on.
We'll come out to your property and walk it with you.
Potholes, damaged asphalt, damaged concrete, standing water, you name it. We'll talk to you about your options and fix it.
Plan a budget, set up an overall schedule with Johnson & Sons Paving.
It's all about doing it right the first time. Call us today to schedule a walkthrough and free estimate.
JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Here's what Tammy Baldwin thinks about President Trump and you.
Donald Trump might be one of the most offensive and hateful and unacceptable presidential candidates we've ever had. So what does that say about the people who support him?
Tammy Baldwin is a liberal snob. Vote her out.
I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Visit WisconsinVictoryJFC.com to give today. Paid for by Wisconsin Victory Committee.
This political season, you'll hear a lot of noise. But this November, Walker Media Agency has the expertise and team to improve your marketing, advertising, and IT. Start at WMA2024.com. Paid for by Matt Walker and Walker Media Agency.
Guys, let's be honest. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men in Oak Creek on Howell Road, just south of Putes Road. Walk in anytime, 7 days a week, even Sundays. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Yes, that would have been much worse than what ended up happening.
Finally got the which would be worse and what would be better. Finally, we figured it out.
You can't just be showing your junk on national TV.
It would have got a lot of clicks.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet.
You know what makes me happy? My wife being happy. That's why I go to the Jewelry Center. Let's be honest, most guys don't have a clue when it comes to buying jewelry. Gabe's one of the smart ones. He got the engagement ring and the wedding bands from the Jewelry Center for his wedding in 2022. They also do in-house repairs for watches and other fine jewelry like my championship ring when it needs work. I know where I'll be taking it. I will be taking it to the Jewelry Center. They have 3 locations to stop into: Greenfield, Brookfield, and Burlington. And if my wife can't tag along, she can look through all the many styles of diamonds and other fine cuts online at shoptjc.com. I'm living proof. Happy wife, happy life. The Jewelry Center will make it happen. Brookfield, Greenfield, Burlington, and online at shoptjc.com.
The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork. You pie. Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken. Oh my God.
Show me chicken.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
All right, Gabe, what do we got today?
It is Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody. I have found a list for the top 8 at 8, where Chewy and Jen will guess back and forth. Once they get one incorrect, we'll open it up to the fans at 800-990-3776. Whoever gets the last one on the top 8 wins the ESPN Milwaukee prize pack. So I am looking for, over the last 16 years, the most popular Halloween candy in the United States. So this is data that's been collected for the past 16 years to come up with the top 8 Halloween candies here in the United States.
Who usually goes first on this?
I mean, you guys kind of do whatever.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups
is number 1.
Hershey bar.
Ooh.
The Hershey's mini bars are number 9 on the list.
I've never given out Halloween candy.
What?
This will be the first year in 25 years or so.
What?
Like even when you were in Green Bay, I understand where your house is. I've been to your house here in Wisconsin. It's pretty isolated. It's up a hill. I understand that, but even when you lived in Green Bay.
No, when I lived in Green Bay, but that was 24 years ago. Okay. That's the last time.
Wow.
So we're excited. We're putting the fire column out front. I got to go to Home Depot and get some light pumpkins.
It's gonna be cold
pumpkins. Here?
I mean, in Florida.
Why are you putting the fire column out?
Witch's brew, that kind of thing. Yeah, the ambiance.
Are you going to dress up and be in costume as you hand out candy to the kiddos?
Yes, you guys need to do your Guns N' Roses costumes.
No, but Angie's a dresser-upper. She will.
Yeah.
I'll be watching football, eating hot dogs that we talked about earlier.
Football, quotation marks. Yikes. You got a real good game this evening. How about Twix?
Not even in the top 10.
No way. No way. That's absurd. That's crazy. Twix, very popular with the kids.
I'm just telling you, over the last 16 years and the data that has been collected, Twix is not even in the top 10.
Data is wrong. I feel like Marissa Tomei. It's wrong.
All right. Well, I thought you guys might do a little bit better
Can we
than
mulligan?
you did.
Yeah, I thought we would too.
Chew, you get a mulligan, I get a mulligan.
Okay.
I can't believe it wasn't on the list.
Yeah, that's crazy. Snickers has got to be on the list.
Snickers is number 10.
What?
This
the
list sucks,
what?
Gabe.
I'm telling
This
you,
list is
I don't think
terrible.
this list is correct.
I'm just telling you the data that's been collected for 16 years.
Okay. So what did I get? Did I guess Twix before?
Yes.
Then
not even in the top 10.
Kit Kat?
It's not even in the top
What
10.
is happening? These are the candies that the kids like.
You guys had a bunch of signals there. A lot of those come in packs together. So if one wasn't there, it would probably indicate
Did
the
you
other
know?
wasn't.
Did you guys know that candy corn?
What?
Did you guys know that candy corn was originally called chicken feed?
No.
Did not, but it would make sense.
Do you know why it's called candy corn?
Why?
Because if you stack it in a column, it looks like corn.
Wait, but it's kernels of corn.
It's because if you stack it, it makes corn.
But it also looks like corn regardless of stacking it.
Not the corn I've seen.
It's a kernel of corn.
Not the corn I've seen. Wow, I'm really disappointed in us.
Especially because you may or may not have just been talking about one that's on the list.
Wait, what was I talking about?
That stuff is garbage. Jen,
What
you
stuff?
said it yesterday. It's
What?
terrible.
What stuff?
You ate them yesterday.
York peppermint patties?
Yes.
Those are on the list?
No.
You guys, you only talked about one other stinking candy.
We just spent 2 minutes talking about it, and York peppermint patty.
I have no idea.
Hot dogs?
Hot dogs are definitely not on this list. Can you imagine if you showed up at someone's house and they gave you a
These are the people
freaking
we work
glizzy?
with,
I know.
Josh.
It's crazy.
They can't recall something we talked about literally 30 seconds ago.
A candy? Hershey Kisses? I don't even think we talked about that. 800-990-3776. I am very disappointed in this list that you've put together.
Yeah, so
Reese's
am I.
Peanut Butter Cups, I thought I was going to nail this list. I thought I had every single one. Again, because I just went trick-or-treating with my kiddos on Sunday. I know what people are handing out, and I know what the kids are enjoying. So, I don't know what to tell you when the data doesn't line up with the list. Let's go out to Justin in Greendale. You're first on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Can you complete our Halloween edition of the top 8 at 8?
M&M's.
M&M's number 2 on the list.
Yeah, that's fair.
You want to keep going, Justin?
Skittles.
Skittles is number 4.
Skittles.
Overrated.
Sour Patch.
Is number 5.
Starburst.
6
Hershey Kisses.
is number 7.
Is he reading this list
Candy
off
corn.
the
It's very
internet?
obvious.
What are you doing,
Yeah.
Justin? Did you find this list on the internet?
No.
And then why are you reading them off in order?
I mean,
That's off. Keep going.
At least mix up the order for the love of God.
See, this is why I try to do
We got hot tamales.
yeah, it's number 3. Oh, shocking. I don't know how he did it.
Shocking.
How did he do it? He closed
What's a
out
hot
the
tamale?
list.
What's a hot tamale? I've
It's
never
like
even
a
heard of it.
cinnamon, like a hot cinnamon type of.
Is it like a hot ball?
Oh my God.
Yeah, a little bit. See, this is why I can't ever do. Like, I always want to do something that's a little
Just
different,
Google it.
little fun.
But it's, if you Google it, you
Yeah.
find the answer.
Correct.
I feel like this exercise should show that Chewy and I don't cheat since we couldn't get more than one
Yes.
on the top 8 at 8 list.
And then talked about candy corn at length.
No.
And then when I said,
Zero.
you
No,
guys just
no,
talked about
no,
it, you guys
no.
went, oh, what did you
Chewy,
just talk about?
is there any percent chance that candy corn deserves to be on this list?
I love candy corn,
God
so
bless
yes.
America.
Yeah, people buy it. So Americans spend $3.6 billion on Halloween candy, and approximately $400 million of it goes uneaten.
100%. We bought 5 bags of candy. We maybe went through 2.
Really?
2. So I think what I'm going to start doing, because I think I'm going to start bringing a bag with me when we trick or treat, and any kids that I see walking, I'm going to hand
Give it
them
to
the
'em?
candy as well. Because we have way too much candy. Between what my kids collected and what we bought, we've got way too much candy in our house right now.
Okay. Why, will the girls crush it?
No, but Dario will.
I also think if you leave enough candy around, kids are just going to get to it eventually.
Are we okay with the fact that our guy went top to bottom on the list?
And then lied to us?
No, his voice got real high.
He was from Greendale.
What, I mean, I don't think we said. I mean, we took out Greendale last week. I don't think we said they were cheaters.
Well, I
just said that they, there's the Greendale bubble, and that
they're
exists.
A little different.
There's a lot of folks who are judging us, Chewy, for the candy corn thing. Candy corn, you two. That from AC and Tosa. Jen, it's candy corn. You guys were just talking about it. That from David in the 414. Sadler in Madison says, I like Chewy's hot dog suggestion. You should give out hot dogs and call them Halloweenies. And then,
I like that. I think kids would like it. When it's cold out, they're a little hungry. Hey, here's a hot dog. What do you want?
Yeah, a little more
Mustard relish?
substance. Yeah, a little more substance than just all the mini candy bars.
My kid, the data is wrong, Brad says. Small sample size. My kids come back from trick-or-treating, and it is literally all orange and red from Reese's Cups and Kit Kats.
Again, this is a nationwide survey. Just because we here in Wisconsin, maybe we like the chocolate, maybe other parts of the country, because there's a lot of more fruit-flavored candy that ended up on this list.
Peter says, nice job, Justin. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Meanwhile, Clint says, ban him from the show. Do we need to
deserve the Yankee treatment?
That's what I was just going to ask, Gabe. What do you think, Chew?
I can't believe Joshy didn't give him the hook. Josh?
I just like when this list ends early.
Path of least resistance. I love it.
You have to answer less phone calls?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the segment? The end. Oh, you like the end of it? No, when it ended. I like that part.
So Josh is a no. He's not being banned for life.
I don't know, Chew. I don't know. You can't rattle. At least you got to fake it a little bit, right? Like drop an 8, drop a 2,
well,
drop
he skipped 3, listed 4 through 8 all in a row, and then went back to hot tamales.
That was just him reaching the depths of his mind.
At least because when we've had people cheat before, they do the, oh man,
how about
I think I'm kind of out. And then they guess. He just. Well, we've got Sour Patch Kids, Starburst, Hershey Kid. Like, he just rattled them off because he knew that was the
So
list.
basically, you're complimenting, like, the bravado? You're complimenting, like, the authenticity?
He was daring us to do something, and obviously we're not doing anything.
Jack squat.
Put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll. Should Justin be banned from the show after clearly cheating on Top 8 at 8? We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this. Ditch the random channel surfing when you are with your remote control. Grab your phone, open the ESPN app. Their new Where to Watch feature is a game changer. With so many games going on, the ESPN app is your answer for what channel, what app, or what stream to get to. Want to know where the Bucks are tipping off on a Thursday night? Boom, it's the ESPN app. Need a channel for Sunday's green and gold games? You already know. It's the ESPN app's Where to Watch tab. Say goodbye to frustration and hello to watching all your sports. Download the ESPN app from your app store and find the Where to Watch TV icon now.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have an accident on westbound 94. Well, technically, it's at the end of the Mitchell Boulevard on-ramp to westbound 94. That ramp right now is closed. However, looks like they may be finishing up on the cleaning of this accident. So just keep that in mind. We do have delays from 25th Street all the way to that point. More delays from the county line all the way to Calhoun. Eastbound's backed up from 76th Street through the stadium. And then one spot northbound on 4394, we've got an accident at Howard Avenue. It's off on the left shoulder. And then delays back through the Plainfield curve. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast, today scattered morning showers becoming very windy, afternoon falling temperatures with a high of 66. Tonight, calming wind, clearing skies, a low of 37 at the lakefront, 32 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Are you experiencing joint pain that is keeping you from living the life that you want to live? Especially right now as we're approaching the holiday season, you don't want to be slowed down by that joint pain, whether it be your knees, your hips, your shoulders, or your back. You got to be like me and go visit QC Kinetics. When I went to QC Kinetics, I had my back that was acting up, and I thought to myself, you know what? I need to go get this seen by a true medical professional, and QC Kinetics blew me away from the experience start to finish. Platelets, plasma, tissue regeneration, things that I had only heard in theory, but now can see with my own two eyes on how QC Kinetics can help people get their life back. From when you arrive, the entire process is personal, the diagnosis is comprehensive, and they meet you exactly where you're at in whatever pain you're feeling. QC Kinetics, don't hesitate and get your free consultation today. Call QC Kinetics at 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Do you remember that electric moment when you suddenly realized that she was the one?
The one you were going to love forever.
The one you'd been waiting your whole life to meet.
She is the one.
The one.
Now it's time to find the one engagement ring that sparkles like she does.
Come to Kessler's Diamonds. We have a collection of incredibly special diamond engagement rings called the One Collection.
You need one special engagement ring for the one woman you will ever love.
Kessler's Diamonds is the one jewelry store where you can find the One Collection.
And Kessler's is the one store that offers the world-famous, no excuses, no fine print, lifetime warranty on every diamond engagement ring we sell.
We have the freedom to do this for you because Kessler's Diamonds is the one diamond store owned by its employees.
The One Collection starts at just $550.
Welcome to Kessler's.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Great game. You got into the end zone again and again. How'd it feel?
Awesome. Like getting a new iPhone again and again. I just got the new iPhone 16 Pro today.
Really?
Yeah, and with AT&T Next Up Anytime, I can upgrade early every year.
Very nice.
Feel like an MVP again. Learn how to get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us and the latest iPhone every year with AT&T Next Up Anytime. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Offer subject to change. Additional fees, terms, and restrictions apply. $0 offer may not be available on future iPhones. Next Up Anytime feature may be discontinued at any time. See att.com/iPhone for details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm right-handed, but like
I'm with
yeah.
Gabe here. Yeah, I feel more confident in my left hand here, just cupping right now, other than my other hand cupping.
Mostly because I also.
I get a lot more work out of the right hand.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, and I just saw on Yahoo Sports that over Detroit's past 5 games, they have more touchdowns, 25, than incompletions, 20. It's the first team since the 1970 merger to do that over a 5-game stretch. It's not great.
It's pretty good.
Good for them.
I mean, I'm willing to bet that they have more incompletions than touchdowns on Sunday, but still, it's a pretty good stretch.
And then what was that other little fun stat that I just shared with you about our buddy Jordan Love?
He hasn't been very good against the blitz this year.
I mean, as good as Deshaun Watson, worse than Bo Nix, worse than Gardner Minshew. So if you're the Detroit Lions, Chew, and you know that about Jordan Love, you're blitzing the hell out of him?
That coupled with his groin, yeah, you want to make him run. So it's kind of twofold. See if because they're going to sit there and say, all right, let's see if we can really get that thing to blow out. You know, because that's how they think. That's how I thought. If I was going against a guy with a bad shoulder, my target changes. You know, your target changes. It's like a boxer. You know, a boxer's got a cut in the eye. You don't, I don't want to, I'll hit you over here. You know, you try to hit him and knock him out. So, yeah, that's not a great stat for Mr. Love.
Does it give you even more reason to think about just putting Malik out there and having Malik be the guy?
Yeah, I think so.
So the Malik thing is interesting because
the risk isn't worth the reward, I don't think. Yeah, it's a big game, and I get it, people. Okay, it's a big game, but sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. I would just go, why you? Oh, I got a cramp in my in my hamstring.
Are you okay?
Okay, I'm all right.
Wait.
Yeah.
You just Charlie
I
Horse?
just
What
cramped.
just happened? You went from Kenny Rogers to Charlie Horse.
How can somebody that
I know.
consumes gallons of water during the
I
show?
don't get it. I really don't. What's a Charlie horse?
All right, now I
thought a Charlie horse is when someone like elbows you in a muscle,
Yeah.
and then it's
that's
this
what
is a
Charlie
cramp.
horse is, yeah.
This is a
Different than
cramp.
Were you in more
Well, here's the problem,
Chewy,
Gabe, and you should figure this out.
Time out. Do you all think that someone has to give you a Charlie horse?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that you can get a Charlie horse.
No.
If somebody hits
someone
you,
has to
yes.
assist you.
No.
Yes.
You
no.
can't. No, that's
Yes. Yes.
You can just get a spasm. You can just get a muscle spasm, and it's considered a Charlie horse.
no, that's called a cramp. It's a different
Can
word.
you look it up, Joshy? A Charlie horse is not necessarily given to you by someone else.
Chewy, were
But
you in
Gabe?
more pain just now, or when you had your truck almost, run into a telephone pole yesterday?
This hurts more, especially in the hamstring. But Gabe, you should have figured this out. I'm surprised.
Oh boy.
Because, okay, this is why, Gabe. I'm off tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to Nashville to see my son coach.
Yep.
So that means that last night was a what?
So last night was Thursday.
Yes, and what does Thursday mean?
Thursday.
Blammer Thursday. Did you do a digital Blammer Thursday with some wine?
No, I did it with my buddy down the road.
Oh, okay. You had to stand
So
in
that
for the Blammer?
So that's probably why the cramp. That makes sense, right?
That makes sense, yes. You dehydrated yourself last night. Although, that being said, I mean, you're still hydrating yourself as much as you normally do. Or do you not,
Yeah, very weird.
drink the 100 milliliters
No,
of water?
I got it right here.
Okay.
Joshy, what are you learning about Charlie horses over there?
It
That you're
is
wrong.
both. It can be caused by either contact or some people just call it simply a cramp or spasm.
That's not a Charlie horse.
No,
it's
that's
called a
cramp.
cramp or
There's a different
spasm.
word for it.
No, you guys are wrong. You can get a Charlie horse when you're sleeping, when you're walking, when you're doing.
Those are called cramps.
They're
That's a
called
cramp.
Charlie horses.
No, the cramp. It's a word. We already have a word for it.
Jen,
This is
you
crazy
should be
talk.
well versed in the word cramp.
Is that a period joke, Chew?
I'm just saying,
Well, what are you saying?
right? Yeah, my wife knows what a cramp is. She knows what a Charlie
I'm
horse
just
is.
telling you, you can get a Charlie horse without someone giving you a Charlie horse. I know Joshy was reluctant to admit that since he was on the other side of the argument, but that is true.
I think whenever someone punched you in the thigh as you were sitting there, they always said, Charlie horse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just because they said it doesn't make it true.
But my lived experience is the only time it happens is when someone smacks
Well,
you.
hold on. So when someone smacks you in the head and goes Volkswagen, do you now call it a Volkswagen? Like, no, you can say whatever you want when you hit somebody.
Smack me.
All right. Here's another question for you. Was Charlie really a horse? Why isn't it called a Brian dog? Oh, you Brian dogged me. Why is it a Charlie horse?
I actually looked that up as well. I didn't see any conclusive evidence.
It seems to be just originated in the 1880s as an informal Americanism used in baseball to describe muscle cramps and other injuries. The lame horse. So if your horse is lame, legs not working, that would be the same thing.
Why can't we come up with something that lasts beyond us? Why can't we come up with a phrase or a term that we make people start saying?
I mean, we got shart and farter.
Do you think people are saying shart and farter?
I mean, it's the best we got.
It is the leader in the clubhouse.
I'm a shart and farter.
Do people know what shart and farter means? I guess if you're a loyal listener to the show, you do.
A handful
but
of people do. I mean, you got to start somewhere, Jen, right? You got to start. You got to build a base, and then
I think
continue to
that's the
build your
last
way
one.
up.
It's the toad.
Oh yeah,
Toad. I've never heard anyone use toad like that in the way it gets thrown around here.
Really? That's interesting. So toad is like somebody who is a blind fan.
Correct.
Blindly loyal to their team.
Yes.
That's a toad. That's a Jen, Gabe, and Chewyism. Schadenfreude is where you, Chewy can't pronounce.
Schadenfreude.
Jen can't pronounce.
That's awfully accusatory over there.
And she wanted to do it, and then the look she gave me of like, please help.
I was like,
So hold on.
I don't know how to say that word.
So it's really,
Chewy under the bus, and then she had to dive underneath it herself.
but it's really not Schadenfreude? I thought that was a German word.
No.
Gabe?
It's Schadenfreude?
Schadenfreude.
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 Gotcha.
I always think Fräulein. Is that what they say? Is that like a woman?
Fraulein.
Yeah, it is.
Fraulein?
It is. I believe it is derived from a similar thing because you're describing a person.
People are saying Jen is wrong. Sam says Jen is wrong. People wrongly use Charlie horse for cramps. You have to be punched. That according to AC and Tosa.
AC's correct.
And Chef Ed says we got Chewy was right. And I don't know if he's talking about the Schadenfarter or the Charlie horse.
I mean, really all of it. This has just really been, Chewy's been right all day. He's been on fire. He's been a great Chewy. I mean, it's a Friday for him because he's taking off tomorrow. He's been giving us his Friday goods.
He's trying to make you feel better, Chew, because you almost took a telephone pole to the dome yesterday.
Gabe, you saw the John Lynch hit.
Yeah.
What do you think would have been worse?
Well, the thing about the John Lynch hit is he hit you high, but he put the crown of his helmet right into your chest. It's not like he hit you in the head. Based on
he hit me in the head, Gabe. If you slow that, he puts the crown
there's a whiplash
underneath my chin.
Yeah, but I mean, based on where the dent in your windshield is, that thing was coming right for the top of your dome.
They squished your skull like a bug.
Nah, I don't think so. If it just hit me, I'd have been fine. I might have broke my jaw, but I mean.
I think what we're learning here in this segment is Chewy was no good in physics class.
No, not at all. It popped your skull like a melon.
You know those videos that you see of like hydraulic presses? Have you guys ever seen those slow motion videos? They put like a watermelon there and then they got the press on it and you just watch the watermelon just like go pop.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm not bringing that up for any particular reason, but. All right, time to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Lots of stuff to still get to this morning. Stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Tune into the Thanasis Show each and every week. It's presented by Gruber Law Offices. Thanasis Dedecumbo hangs out with special guests for fun and even surprising conversations. Maybe it's his live show with Giannis, a chat with Green Bay quarterback Jordan Love, getting the inside scoop on fighting with Logan Paul, or any one of TA's unique guests. Find Thanasis Show, Apple, Spotify, anywhere else you get your podcasts. Plus, you can subscribe to Thanalysis Show on YouTube to see exclusive video content from Thanasis. Thanalysis Show, presented by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Never miss out on a second of the show. Find Jen, Gabe, and Chewy on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand. Sponsored by Celsius Essential Energy Drink.
Football season. Best time of the year and my favorite time of the year. This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman. On game days, my favorite teammate is a cold carbless in my hand. Premium cocktails in a can made right here in the great state of Wisconsin. Maybe it's when I'm at the tailgate ahead of kickoff or getting ready at home for the game. Carbless is there. Zero sugar, zero carbs, and gluten-free. Carbless features classic cocktails like margarita, Paloma, and even Moscow Mule, and vodka cocktail flavors like cranberry, lemon, and peach. Find it on your next grocery trip. Carbless. Less is more.
For your next night out, make Aria, the acclaimed restaurant inside St. Kate the Arts Hotel, your dinner destination. Aria, nestled on the second floor of St. Kate, is an artful dining experience that captivates with its culinary creativity. Delighting in its offering of artisanal American cuisine, the restaurant transcends tradition and leans into the realm of playful and inventive flavors. Come and experience the magic of Aria, where every bite is a work of culinary artistry. Learn more and make reservations at aria@stkate.com.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike, There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Remember when Hillary Clinton called you a deplorable?
You could put half of Trump supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables. The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it.
Well, Tammy Baldwin agrees with her.
Donald Trump might be one of the most offensive and hateful and unacceptable presidential candidates we've ever had. So what does that say about the people who support him?
Tammy Baldwin is a liberal snob who spends more nights sleeping in New York City with her Wall Street executive girlfriend than she does in Wisconsin. Tammy Baldwin doesn't have Wisconsin values.
I'm Eric Hovde, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message. Join my team and give today.
Visit WisconsinVictoryJFC.com to give today. Paid for by Wisconsin Victory Committee.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sporked called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni frozen pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian, taste what all the screamin' is about.
Cousins Subs is spicing things up this fall with a new sub and a delicious shake. The Chipotle Cheesesteak Sub with either grilled-to-order chicken or steak features pepper jack cheese, sautéed green peppers and onions, jalapenos, and Chipotle ranch dressing. And that's not all. Pair your Chipotle Cheesesteak with a new pumpkin pie shake and your taste buds will fall in love. Order in-store, online, or via the mobile app. Cousins Subs. We believe in better.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Thanks, Ernie. I'm going to Venmo you that money right after the show.
You can't. You don't know how to use Venmo.
Made my workload much less. But Ernie,
you don't know how to
Ernie,
do it, and I don't know
does
how to
it ever?
it. So
On 94.5 ESPN.
Here we go.
Tune in to Behind the Bucks on Bucks Plus Audio Network. It's presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks dives deep into Bucks and Six, a culture unknowingly created by former Bucks star Brandon Jennings. Take a look inside the Brandon Jennings story, the origin of Bucks and Six, how it became a rallying cry, and what it truly means to Jennings and Bucks fans alike. Find Behind the Bucks, Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher.
Pretty excited for the big guy to experience trick-or-treating tonight. Chewy telling us that he never gets trick-or-treaters at his house here in Wisconsin. Partially location, partially because people are scared of him. They're just like, I'm not going to that house. No. You know who lives there? Chewy. So Chewy is going to be handing out candy tonight for the little kids. And Chew, I imagine that you will have a blast doing that. You love, like, as long as they're not your kids, you love little kids and costumed little kids. Holy moly.
Yeah. I'm a big teaser. I like to tease. But the problem is sometimes I tease a little too much. Kids don't mind teasing.
What, are you
no?
Are you going to make kids cry tonight? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No. I'll be very generous.
Are you going to be the guy who makes every little kid say trick or treat, even if there's like a whole group of them?
No, that would be my Mussolini.
See, now there's another term that we have created here on the show.
Yes, there you go. That's an all-time best, though.
I can't believe he said that.
I assume he doesn't think she's listening.
Well, but
I said it because my wife is Italian, all right? That's the only reason.
It doesn't make it right.
Of all the Italians you could have picked. I don't know, Chew. Feels like a bad one. Let's get to the poll, shall we? I'll save you from yourself here. Chewy had a telephone poll come through his truck windshield yesterday. First thought, oh my God, is he okay? Or final destination scene. 55% of the vote says final destination scene, although 45% does wonder if Chewy is okay. The update is yes, he is fine. He dodged the telephone poll. Malik Willis should start this Sunday if Jordan Love is blank %. This is interesting to me. There are 36% of the vote, which is the majority right now, saying 75%. If Jordan Love is 75%, Malik Willis should start. And then you have 27% of the vote, which is the next group, that says 90% or more. So we're on both ends of the spectrum there. They're thinking that 75 is the number Jordan would have to be at in order for Malik Willis to start. And then you have other people who are saying 90 or more, which is essentially he's got to be close to 100% in order for Jordan Love to be out there. And then lastly, should Justin be banned from the show after clearly, obviously, not even trying to hide it, cheating on the top 8 at 8? Yes, lifetime ban, 57% of the vote, like those Yankee fans who tried to rip the ball out of Mookie Betts' glove and who were banned from Game 5 yesterday. He should not be allowed back. That is what the people are saying, Chew.
I kind of like his brashness. He sold it pretty well. Huh?
Didn't sell it at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there was no selling. He just accepted it. Said, deal with it. I'm cheating.
Yeah. I mean, we asked if he was cheating. He said no. And then continued obviously cheating.
Deny till you die.
Is that what you're going to have to do if your wife finds out what you said earlier today?
Oh, boy. Yeah, that one. Let's drop that.
Still doesn't understand that concept, does he? Wilde and Tausch is next on ESPN Milwaukee. Have a great Halloween, everybody.
We do still have some delays left